Hey guys, welcome. This is going to be your video forecast for the 16th and 17th of June 2020. So the moon is in Taurus all day, both days, and we also have the moon squaring off to Saturn. So there might be a little bit of emotional pinch some of us are feeling. Might be feeling really stubborn towards things that don't necessarily nurture our emotions in the next couple of days. Again, I've kind of talked about how this is how the aspect just talks about the relationship of two planets who are in the same room, and when the moon is squaring off to Saturn, it's like mom and dad are in the same room and they're having a disagreement. So we might be feeling like our emotions aren't given enough breathing room in our structures for some of us, or enough room to express themselves. On the opposite side, we might be feeling like our emotions are unsettled to the point where we can't find enough structure. Hang on, I just got some guys that jumped out here. Okay. All right, so that's the 16th and the 17th, all the damn day. So yeah, just being gentle with ourselves, reminding ourselves that as I was reflecting on this morning, I was just reminding myself that, I came to this world in order to be loyal to myself and in order to develop what feels right for me. And others' expectations aren't always helpful in that process. And sometimes the expectations that we put on ourselves aren't always helpful in that process. So just being aware that those things, I hope that resonates for some of you, that we're able to find a little bit of grace, a little bit of flexibility within our emotional worlds today. What else can I say? Moon in Taurus. This is like the 1 month of this channel, and it's been a lot of fun so far. It has literally been different every single time that I made a video, and it will probably continue to be that way. But yeah, thanks for being here, guys. It's been a lot of fun. Where was I going with that? Moon in Taurus is a really nice time. This is my favorite time of month to be doing groceries. I like to, do the run for like the big things, like the bulk goods and the stuff that keeps you going when everything else is lean. So thinking long term, thinking what will emotionally keep me sustained through the rest of this cycle? How can I stabilize myself today? How can I make sure that I'm nourished enough to get through the rest of the solar cycle? Earth of Earth. Also a really nice time to just get back into like that Empress energy where we're reconnecting to the earth and, enjoying song, enjoying sensuality, enjoying just like the beauty of Mama Nature. So that's it for the astrology. Let's get into the tarot scope. Have your coffee, water, tea as we're waking up. So I'd also, if you're new around here, welcome. If you're an old fart like me and we have done this many times together, let's take that second to remember who got us here. To remember what intuition sounds like. To remember how much God and the universe and spirit and your ancestors love you. So much love. So much tenderness there. I was going to ask all of these voices to come into accordance today and deliver the messages that need to be heard, and with the spirit of discernment, so we can all be working together to create a brighter future. Okay. Nice. All right, y'all. So what is the energy of the collective on the 16th and 17th of June 2020? That's like half the deck, so we'll just keep shuffling. Collective energies. Let's get one more. Okay. So at the bottom of the deck is the Three of Swords. This was the card that jumped out while I was shuffling, just in case, So really talking about that emotional pinch, feeling restricted emotionally. This can be one of those times where we see things that we can't unsee, but we see it with our heart. We have multiple centers of consciousness. We have our mind, but we have our heart, and often precognition happens in the heart because the heart knows things before the mind does. So this might be one of those moments where your heart is telling you one thing about the future that your mind has yet to acknowledge or see or work out. And just like if something feels like a conviction, like a heart conviction today, we might be seeing what those things are. Okay, so let's look a little more. We have the Seven of Wands, the Four of Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles reversed, and the Empress. Wow, there's a lot of earth energy. So yeah, this is this Taurus moon. This is really getting into that space where you are feeling luxurious, where you're feeling fertile, creative, sensuous, where you're feeling abundant, like really appreciating the abundance that you have and being able to share it with others for some of us, or knowing who to share it with is going to be something that we're going to be working it out, going to be working out like who are my people, who are really my people, like who are respecting me, like who's respecting my self-esteem, and maybe who's playing emotional games with me. The Ten of Pentacles reversed has been a massive theme for us this month. There's a lot going on politically, and part of my job as a queer woman is to get intersectional about who we believe our people are, to get really, really radical about who we are bringing in to be nourished, who we're bringing in to protect, who we're leaving out in the cold, taking a closer look at what society has told us keeps us separated, taking a closer look at, we may not be the 1%, but we're being told lies that keep us separate from people who are truly, truly out in the cold. And, reevaluating expectations, reevaluating timelines, reevaluating social contracts, the ways in which we benefit, the ways in which we benefit from those things. I'm just noticing that these two characters are kind of like wearing the same shoes. And whenever, like in dream symbolism and in like sort of more, I don't know, like off book, when we're looking at the shoes that we wear, it talks about like the role that we're taking. So might be reevaluating some of those things, might be reevaluating like, am I trying to fill shoes that are too big for me, or are these shoes getting a little too tight? Is this role too small for me? Do I need to be looking for something that encompasses more of who I am? Yeah. Okay, guys. Have your card 1, 2, or 3 in mind. This is going to be the pick a card that we're going to get into now. I'm going to go back to what I was doing before. So just a general, like, bleh, we'll see what comes up. And I will have the timestamps in the description box down below for these. I think that's it. Yeah. Take a nice deep breath. Card 1, 2, and 3 for the collective messages today. Okay, we've got 1, we've got 2, we've got 3. Bottom of the deck, guys, is the Hermit. Yeah, big time. Really taking a time out. Really taking time to like, I know in literally every single one of the Tarot-scope videos, I've been like, I know we really want to come out of isolation. We've been there for like, what feels like a really long time, and you're gonna be like, Claire, like, fuck off, you know? But no, there's still a lot of like cooling down we all need to be doing, and doing that within our internal worlds is really the best way to do it. We have some pretty intense like divine feminine energy following this with, holy smokes, with the Lovers reversed, the High Priestess, the Queen of Wands reversed, the World, the Star reversed. So really giving yourself a compassionate like softness. Like I'm really feeling like there's a softness that needs to come in. Because, you know, these are bad bitches. You know, these are girls who are going to come in, and, you know, the divine feminine is actually quite dark. You know, she's ferociously soft. So, okay, we might be dealing with those themes. All right, guys, I'm going to take a sip, and then I'm going to get into card number 1. This is you. We have the Empress for you, card number 1. Okay, so that divine feminine piece we were just talking about, 11. Gonna be self-nurturing for some of you. I feel like for some of you with card number 1, taking a salt bath today is gonna be really, really good. I mean, there's like a lot of empathy overload is kind of the, you know, 2020 theme. So really taking the time to get balanced enough so you can nourish yourself to move forward enough. Why is this Empress here? Again, that's a lot of cards. Why is this Empress card here? Again, that's a lot of cards. Why is this Empress card here? Holy smokes, okay. We're gonna slow it down. I think that's my cue to slow down. Why is this Empress card here? Okay. We've got the 6 of Wands reversed, we've got the Sun reversed, we've got the 10 of Wands reversed, and we've got Death. So I feel like you guys might be trying to take responsibility for other people here. There is a pretty clear message here that you need to be like finding resolution in your responsibilities. You need to be like letting go of some of your successes, some of the storylines that you've been telling yourself about your happiness and your successes. You need to be surrendering those things so you can be feeling abundant again. Or you might just be feeling like really, really overburdened and really overwhelmed, overcommitted for some of you as well. I mean, the Empress is very, very earth, very slow moving, and very, very committed. But this is feeling like you might be feeling too dependent on others. You might be feeling too dependent on your perception of success or on your responsibilities in some way, and those things need to go through a transformation for you today. Okay, we're keeping these short and sweet, so that's it for you, card number 1. Card number 2, this is the 7 of Wands for you. Okay. So you feel like card number 2, you've been in the desert for a while. I feel like dry, like really dry. Really practically drink a lot of water. When was the last time that you drank your like 3 liters of water? Card number 2, today you need to do that. You need to be just like taking care of your lymphatic system, I'm hearing. I feel like your adrenals are pretty shot as well with this, so like taking a nap might be really good. Why is the 7 of Wands here? Okay, we've got the Page of Swords, got the King of Pentacles reversed, and we've got the 7 of Pentacles reversed. And the Wheel of Fortune. And the 4 of Wands. Okay, interesting. So feeling like for some of you, there's a cycle that's being completed. There's this interesting play here where it's like believing that things will resolve themselves if you take a step back and just allow the universe to take care of you. But also, like feeling like you're kind of like caught in reflection of the past, like feeling like you might be spending too much time looking at how things were, the way things came about, who you were in the past for some of you. All of the reasons to not change for some of you. Feeling really stubborn as well. And just like getting a little bit, escapism comes in a lot of forms. And for you today, card number 2, today and tomorrow, escapism is going to come in the form of spending too much time looking at the past and not moving forward with the future, not allowing yourself to like write a new story, and not, or rather, we're trying to frame things positively here. Taking the time to get clear with yourself. I'm also feeling like for some of you, this is going to be a gossip piece. So like avoid gossip at all costs, because it's keeping you stuck. It's keeping you stagnant. And it's also keeping you in a place where it's like you are starting to be noticing who's gossiping with you. Now this is a clear message that's flowing through. And so you're like, okay, well, if you're going to do it with me, like if you're going to gossip with me, you will do it about me as well. So just being really, really clear about how that is keeping you small. And, the urge to gossip can sometimes come from wanting to know where you stand. Hierarchies are not your friends. They're nobody's friend. And just like spending a lot of time looking at people's actions in the past without taking the next steps, taking the steps to like, how do I resolve this instead of like being stuck in, for some of you, what feels like a very toxic pattern. Okay. Sweet. That is it for you, card number 2. Your girl's gonna have her coffee. And card number 3, this is you. You have the Ace of Swords reversed for you, card number 3. I feel like mental stimulation is on the rocks right now. I feel like you might be thinking that you can think your way out of something, if that makes sense. I'm feeling like there's like an emotional avoidance piece, probably because what's going on in here feels like, so why does this Ace of Swords here? I also feel like you're coming out of mental clarity and like going back into confusion for some of you. Got the King of Cups reversed, we've got the World reversed, and we've got the Four of Pentacles for you, and the Hanged One reversed on the bottom. So I feel like some of you have been very, very stagnant for some time, very inflexible in like in a weird way, like feeling like I don't even know if inflexible is the right word. It's more like you've been waiting for an insight to come for so long, and you've gotten so many that now it's like, holy smokes, like I don't know what to do. Holy shit, and I feel like there's like a real need to come out of that for you. With the King of Wands reversed and the World reversed, I really see there's like a stability piece that feels like it's missing here. Like I said with the Ace of Swords, like I feel like you're coming out of clarity and you're moving into confusion. You're gonna know why that is for each of you. I feel like there is kind of like a self-protective part that is at the root of it. And whether or not that is an appropriate thing, I can't totally say with these cards, because it kind of feels like for some of you, again, this is like 30-70 maybe for some of you, it's like getting into those emotions and like finding emotional stability again is like really feeling inaccessible. Like it feels really, really scary. It feels like something you don't want to do. With the World reversed, it could also be like wondering when something is going to turn around, wondering when things are going to go back to normal. And I feel like you might be coming to that piece today where you're like, like normal wasn't working before for you, whatever your normal was, and now you're like, well, now I'm confused because I have to find like a new way forward. I'm gonna pull one more card of clarify for you guys. What's the message? Got the Page of Wands. Yeah, nice. So really, wow. Whoo. So the nice way to work with this energy for you guys is going to be to like allow yourselves to be curious instead of fearful. Just like, I know I know I know how that sounds. But really alchemy, emotional alchemy, and like getting out of the headspace or the emotional place that you're in, where it feels safer to be thinking than it does to be feeling. Alchemizing that and like really, really working with that is just like understanding that those emotions are there and really being, compassionate with yourself and taking those emotions and like harnessing that energy and then directing it towards curiosity, directing it towards, instead of like, oh my God, what's going to happen next? Changing that dialogue subtly and just being like, what is possible next? You know, I'm curious. I want to know. Getting back into learning, getting back into, this is the Peter Pan card, which in the negative is like, I don't ever want to grow up. But like in the positive, it's kind of like seeing the beauty of maturity, and seeing the beauty of where your life might take you, seeing the power of curiosity. Okay. All right, that's it for you, card number 3. This is a longer video today. I did not expect that to happen. Let's go ahead and wrap this up. Clairvoyant shuffle. How do we work with this energy on the 16th and 17th of June 2020? Are there any messages? Okay. We've got the Lovers reversed. We've got the 10 of Cups reversed. And we've got Queen of Pentacles reversed on the bottom. Okay. Okay, so that piece about over-exaggerating our happiness, over-exaggerating, like how accepted do we really feel? You know? Like how much of ourselves really exists in our quote-unquote healthy relationships? Is it true nurturance, or is it like I'm setting these rules for you so that you can be filling a dialogue that I understand, I know, and this, like when I'm saying I, like it's someone else like giving you these like cues to be doing something. Like this is feeling a lot like a mother figure who kind of like wants their way. So sense of control, just like really, guys, I want today to be like really just taking a look at like, have we been exaggerating our joy? And being gentle with ourselves as we move through that. Okay, that's it, guys. If this resonated, please give it a like. Please subscribe if you want to see more of this stuff. Air signs, you're up today. I'm hoping to get your tarot scopes for Cancer season up by the end of the day. If not, I will see you in your next reading, guys. Okay, bye.